Today on Good Morning Texas,
we show you UT's most snuggly study spots.
We meal prep on a budget.
And we hear your water boil stories.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good morning, Texas. For Wednesday, November 7th, I'm Paola Quiroz.
I'm Kayla Peterman.
And I'm Abigail Redondo. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, guys, how's your week been so far?
It's been good. I went through a whole round of exams. I'm finally done. Can finally relax for a little bit before the next round comes.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Just been busy with readings and readings.
Yeah.
I understand how y'all feel. I've been just busy running around in general. So hopefully this week comes down a little bit.
Maybe,
hopefully. Relax and smooth on into the weekend real quick.
Definitely. Well, Longhorns, we finished up with one set of midterms, and now it's time to focus on another. While cramming for your exams, it is important to have the perfect study spot so you can stay focused and get the grade. GMTX went on the hunt to test out some of UT's favorite secret study spaces in our newest segment, Hidden Horns, The Secrets of UT. As a new student at UT, I have had some trouble finding the right place to study in. Some are too loud, some are too crowded, and some are just not right. So I went out to find the best studying spots. First, I tried the library in the architecture building. This is definitely the place for those that need complete silence when studying. If you do decide to study here, it is important you know that you cannot take any water bottles or food inside. Personally, for me, the architecture building is way too quiet, and I have to have my water bottle, so let's try somewhere else. Second, I tried Lucky Lab. The coffee is a must-try, but I would not count on sitting inside. The space is very limited, and it gets very full very fast. However, there is the option of sitting outside. If you like studying outside while sipping on some coffee, this is the place for you. Next, I went to the Flaunt Academic Center. The FAC is perfect for those who like to study with friends because it is very spacious and the environment is perfect for conversing. This is also the place for those who like to connect their earbuds and disconnect from the outside world.
It's a lot better than the PCL. I'm comparing it to my experience in the PCL because the PCL is like, it reminds me of a jailhouse. I just don't enjoy the area. And then in libraries, you can't really talk or collaborate.
Lastly, I went to the Student Academic Center. There is a fireplace room that makes it feel like you're studying at home. The other areas of the SAC are very dynamic, so if you don't like a lot of movement while you're studying, this might not be the spot for you. However, there is an outdoor patio that is the complete opposite of the inside. Someone can definitely find the environment they need in this one building. Paola Quiroz, Good Morning Texas.
Well, how was it going out to all of those places here on campus?
It was amazing. I found so many new places that I hadn't heard of before, like the fireplace room at the SAC. Oh my God, it was amazing. I didn't even know there was a fireplace like at UT. Like, I'm definitely sitting there from now on.
Yeah.
I usually go to the Union, so I should definitely try those out.
See, I don't study like anywhere on campus, I feel like. I'm either at my apartment or I study at Dunkin' Donuts. So It's nice to see like maybe a few places I should probably go check out within the next, few days when my exams come.
You definitely should, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes the only thing harder than finding a good study spot is cooking a good meal. Luckily, Budget Bites is back this week to show us how to meal prep 4 meals for under $12.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Kayla Peterman, and on this week's edition of Budget Bites, I'm going to show you my favorite recipe to meal prep. It's pretty simple. It just consists of a few canned goods, some chicken, and some quinoa. So let's go ahead and get started. You will need 1.5 cups of quinoa, 1 can of diced tomatoes with chilies, 1 can of corn, 1 can of beans, garlic powder, cumin, and fajita seasoning, 2 chicken breasts, olive oil, and optional flavorings of chicken bouillon and or an avocado. In a medium saucepan, bring 2 cups of water and 1.5 cups of quinoa to a boil, along with the tomatoes. Add in your drained corn and simmer for about 20 minutes or until the liquid has been absorbed and your quinoa has expanded. In a smaller saucepan, heat your beans through at low heat as the quinoa cooks. Meanwhile, liberally season your chicken with garlic powder, cumin, and fajita seasoning, or whatever you're most comfortable with. Cube and cook the chicken in a pan until cooked through. You need to portion and then set aside. Finally, it's time to plate. portion out your quinoa into your Tupperware along with beans, and feel free to add toppings in here. I chose cheese for my own, but you can use sour cream, tortilla chips, or an avocado. Well, there you have it. One quick, cheap, and easy meal that won't break the bank. For Good Morning Texas, I'm Kayla Peterman.
That was really impressive. Oh my goodness.
I am amazed. I thought meal prepping cost so much more than that.
No, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are just kind of scared from buying canned goods, and canned goods are just as good as fresh vegetables. And if you're in a pinch, I have a very strict budget that I have to follow, so,
So do I.
I might as well just buy the canned corn that I can just heat up really quick rather than like buying the corn on the cob and then having to cut it. Like, that's too much work for me too. So, yeah, I just really like being able to save money but eat a lot, and that's 4 dinners that I have right now waiting for me at home. So I'd highly recommend looking into meal prepping more.
Yeah, I've definitely been wanting to do it, and now I will.
Yeah, I can show you the world.
I would love some
tips. Well, the one thing more important than eating well is staying hydrated. But a couple weeks ago, Austin residents had a difficulty with this during the 6-day-long water boil notice. During this time, people all over the city had to get creative in finding alternative water sources using LaCroix and even Tito's vodka to do simple tasks like brush their teeth. GMTX talked to UT students to hear what they did during their days without tap water.
The microwaves are kind of crappy, so I just ended up drinking the water the whole time. And nothing bad happened to me. I heard some people puke because of it, and I was like, oh, it's all in their mind. It's nothing.
I remember taking my laundry home for the weekend and also my dishes to wash them at home.
Couldn't buy a smoothie at the Jester Market. I had to brush my teeth with a water bottle. Couldn't make coffee. So then like constantly during the shower, like every time I would scrub, I'd just spit and spit and spit. And like some guy on the outside of the shower was like, are you okay? And I was like, oh yeah, I just don't want to get any water in my mouth.
We would use the water bottles to brush our teeth and to, like, we didn't know how bad it was. So like I use the water bottles to wash my face because I do like daily like cleansings.
Wow, I had never experienced a water boil before, but I didn't know it was this bad.
It was. Oh my
I feel
goodness.
like I didn't really see anybody do anything too crazy around me,
Yeah.
though. I bought a couple cases of water, and now I have to recycle a little bit more. That was really the only impact that it had on me, other than, you know, boiling a little bit more to wash dishes with. So
I guess for me, I also learned I don't like boiled water.
Yeah, I have to boil a ton.
A
Oh my
little
goodness.
bit flat after you boil it. But if you put it through like a Brita filter or something like that, it'll add air back into it, so then you get the flavor back and what we're used to.
Oh, well, now I know for next time. All right, don't go anywhere. After this break, Abigail gives us the latest news and a look at this week's weather.
We'll be back with more from Good Morning Texas.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Let's see what Abigail has for us in news. Abigail?
Thanks, Paola. After a competitive midterm run, Republicans will maintain in control of the Senate, but the House of Representatives, flipped blue for the first time in 8 years. Democrats now hold 219 of the 435 seats in the House. Republicans have held control of the Senate, House, and presidency since 2010. Now they will face a bipartisan Congress. And here in the great state of Texas, Republican Ted Cruz wins re-election as Texas Senator, beating Democratic Representative Beto O'Rourke. In a razor-thin race, Cruz won with nearly 51% of the vote. O'Rourke trailed at 48%. Republicans have held the Texas Senate seat since 1994. But O'Rourke's campaign was the closest in decades to come close to flipping the seat. In local election news, Propositions A through I passed with soaring numbers. The only 2 propositions that did not pass, stirring up a lot of commotion among Austin voters. Prop J was accused of hiding dark money days before the final election day, and Prop K was set to tackle the city's audit. For more information on each proposition, you can head over to our sister organization, the Daily Texan.
All right. Well, I think I can say for a lot of students here at UT that our most contentious race that we were paying attention to was probably Ted Cruz versus Beto O'Rourke.
Definitely.
It was really cool to be able to be actively a part
Yeah.
of voting in that election and seeing that election go down. I'm a little sad, but I think that we have a good rest of our time going forward as far as this election goes. So what do you think about the propositions? Did anything stand out to you in any way?
I honestly didn't know that there was going to be this many propositions, but you know, a lot of them went through, and well, I don't know. I'm glad that they did.
Sure.
Well, and what does the weather look like?
Well, Longhorns, after a week of pretty decent weather, it's time to break out those raincoats once again. Starting today, we are going to have a rainy start to November. Today, we'll see showers with a high of 78 and a low of 58. On Thursday, we'll see even more rain as a cold front moves in from the Atlantic. There will be scattered showers and thunderstorms as this front blows through, and a 10 to 20 degree drop in temperatures. Come Friday, we'll definitely see some more rain and a chance of scattered storms. The high will be up near 54 and the low will be down to 45. We may see wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour, so bundle up as you head out to class. This weekend looks a bit better with lower possibilities of rain and even a chance for clear skies. But even though the skies will clear up, we'll still see highs in the low 60s and lows in 40s. It feels like we inch closer and closer to winter every day, and it seems like our weather is following suit. With any luck, we'll be making snow angels by the end of the month. Live from the Weather Center, I'm Abigail Redondo.
Thanks, Abigail.
I'm so excited about this cold weather. I cannot wait. The rain, not so much, but the cold weather, I'm in for it.
I'm not very excited about the cold weather. I am not good with cold at all. Good weather for me is mid-80s, that range. I'm okay with.
Definitely the Texan coming out in you a lot. I sometimes feel like I'm a transplant as far as the cold weather goes. I thrive in it. But don't go anywhere. After the break, we make new friends with UT Pals. Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Today, Evelyn, Truett, and Julia from UT Pals join us to talk about how they changed the world, starting right here at UT. Welcome, guys. How are you doing today?
Good.
Yeah, nice. Well, tell us what UT Pals is. I'm not really well versed with your organization, but I want to learn more. So how would you pitch it?
Right, so PALS is actually an acronym, and it stands for Partnerships to Advance Language Studies and Culture Exchange. And we're a registered student org sponsored by the UT International Office. And our main goal is basically to bring together domestic students and international students to help facilitate friendships that go beyond borders. And we do that by organizing and planning events such as bowling events, scavenger hunts, field days, and trips to Barton Springs.
All right, awesome. And so what are some future goals that this organization has?
Well, we're really hoping to become one of those first transitive elements of coming to UT as an international student. We want our program to be one of those mainstays that when you're coming to UT, you know that this program exists if you're feeling scared about going abroad, which is like a terrifying experience. You're far away from home, and to know that you'll meet a friend immediately and to get acquainted with the city, that's kind of what we're hoping to become.
Awesome. So how can people learn more about y'all? Do y'all have social media or outreach in any kind of way?
Right, yeah, so you can learn more about us through our website, utpals@weebly.com, or through our social media such as Twitter, which is @LonghornPals, or Facebook, which is @WorldandPals.
All right, awesome. And I know that International Education Week is next week, so tell us how you guys are going to be participating in that.
Right, so International Education Week is pretty much a nationwide incentive to encourage global learning, and it's brought by the International Office here on campus. So next week we're going to have a list of events happening throughout the entire week, and one of them is actually with PALS and Planet Longhorn, which is another student organization similar to ours. So we're hosting an international trivia night, which has international soda, candy, lots of pizzas, lots of raffles, and a pretty big main prize.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I know it's bright and early, but we appreciate you guys coming
Thank y'all
out.
for having us.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, we're going to learn what to do in non-emergency situations with Paul Bestian from Austin 311.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Joining us in our studio is Paul Bestian from Austin 311. Thank you for joining us, Paul.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for being here. So what is Austin 311?
Yeah, so Austin 311 is the City of Austin's information center. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so residents of Austin can reach out, give us a call, and we can help connect you to city services. We have ambassadors who are ready to answer your questions. We have ambassadors that speak both Spanish and English, but we also have access to a language line service with over 250 different languages. So we really can help any member of our community, any student at UT, no matter what language they speak, they can call us and we can help connect them to city services.
Okay, so what are some examples of when the community should call Austin 311?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of different reasons why you can call us. We are the first point of contact for police for non-emergency issues. So if you need to make a noise complaint, or you need to file a police report, or you see an abandoned vehicle in your neighborhood, we're the first point of contact to report those. You would just dial 311, and then we would connect you to the Austin Police Department. But we can also do a lot of other things as well. So if you're on your way to class, whether you bike or walk, or you see overgrown vegetation, maybe there's trees that are blocking the sidewalk, or tall grass and weeds, you can report that to us and we'll get that cleaned up for you. We can do a lot of other things as well as food complaints, for example. If you're at a restaurant and you see that they're not following health codes, you can give us a call and report that, and we'll get Austin Public Health to start an investigation to see if they're following the rules. You guys talked about the water boil notice earlier. So if you guys have questions on, what does that mean for you? How long do you need to boil your water? Where is there free water available? The city had distribution sites where they were giving out water. You could call 311 and ask us, and we can help connect you to those sites so that you can go out and get the bottled water. You guys talked about with all the bottled water, you have a lot of recycling. So if your apartment complex does not have adequate recycling, you can call us and we can get you in touch with Austin Resource Recovery. City of Austin ordinance requires that every apartment complex provide adequate recycling to their tenants. So if your apartment complex doesn't have enough recycling or any recycling at all, reach out to us and we can help connect you to that city service. A couple of other services I wanted to highlight really quickly. You see those scooters all over town. I drove by a lot of them. I don't know if you've used them yet.
I have used them. I actually use them to get here.
Well, perfect. Perfect then. I didn't even talk to you about that earlier. So if you have any questions on the city ordinances regarding those scooters, so for example, you can't ride those scooters along the hike and bike trail downtown. It's against city ordinance. We want to make sure we keep our visitors and residents safe. If you're making sure that if you're going to use them, that you're not parking them to block a sidewalk as people are trying to use those sidewalks to get to class or just go about their daily lives. So if you see one of those scooters that's maybe laying down in the middle of the sidewalk, it's blocking someone's path, reach out to us and let us know, and we can talk to Austin Transportation. They'll get someone out there to move that scooter out of the way so that even that way you guys can continue to use those scooters, but they're not blocking the path of residents. And then there's one other program that you may not know about, and the city has a parking ticket waiver program. So if a student or anyone who lives in Austin drives their vehicle downtown and parks at a city parking spot downtown, if you end up having, say, too much to drink and you can't drive your vehicle home, but you made the responsible choice to take a ride share or a taxi, as long as you keep your receipt, the city of Austin, and if you were to get a parking ticket by leaving your car there, the city of Austin would waive that parking ticket as long as you have a receipt to show that you took the responsible route to get home. Okay. And so if you keep that receipt, on the next business day, you would go ahead and get that submitted. So you can call 311 to get more information on any of those services.
Okay, and I heard there is a Austin 311 mobile app.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so the mobile app, we have 26 different request types available on the app. We talked about tall grass and weeds, food complaints, you can report potholes. You can include pictures, so if you see that scooter that's parked in the middle of the sidewalk, you can take a picture of it and submit it through our app. And the app is free to download on Google Play or the App Store.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, Paul. It was great having you. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Good Morning Texas for news updates. Throughout the week, I'm Paola Quiroz, wishing you a wonderful Wednesday.